Have you ever wondered if it's possible to create one component for 3 different devices in Figma? Yes, it's possible with the new variable. So this tutorial, we're going to cover how to create a navbar using variables and component. So here on my asset files, I have the component already built. So I'm going to drag that here so that we can see, and I will align that here. So the same component, I'm going to drag that for the tablet, and let's adjust that here and see. And the same thing for the mobile. So I'm going to drag that for the mobile, drop it here. As we can see, we have different navbar using the same component depending on the screen we are placing it. So if you're new to my channel, please kindly subscribe, and if you're an already subscriber, please leave a thumbs up. Thank you. So to get started, I have 3 icons on the screen and then a background. So what we want to do is we want to add the 3 different screens that we will be needing. So I will add an iPhone 14 Pro, and I will pick another frame. So I'll make this one tablet. So I'm using this, and then the last one will be a desktop device. So I will be picking the MacBook Pro. So I have all my devices here. So after setting in the devices, so let me just grab this and then put it at the top here so that we can all see this. So after grabbing that, so we need to add the logo and the links. So I will click on the text and add a gap minus T here. So for this, I'm going to make that 25, and I will make that bold. So I think I can make that extra bold so that we can get that thickness. So I'm going to add the links. So here I would have a cut. So this, I will make that 15, and this should be medium. So 15 medium, I will duplicate that, change that to others, duplicate, and then I will change this to product. Then the last one, I will make this contact here. Contact. So we have 4 items that are going to be in our link. So I will select everything, and I will press Shift A to put them in an auto layout. So I will adjust the length, make them positioned to be aligned to center. So the last items I want to grab is this icon here. So we have our icons here, icon 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to highlight these icons, and I will also use the Shift A to put them in an auto layout. So here we have item 1, that's this frame, 2, and then 3. So I can highlight these 3 items now, and I'll also wrap them in an auto layout using the Shift A. So now we have our navbar, but we can just quickly add the background color to this. So I will click on the plus sign here to add a fill. So for this, let's just use a sample color here. Let me pick this here. So you notice we're missing the padding, the margin. So right away, we are going to jump and create our variable. So to do that, please you click on the empty space, and then I will use the local variable here. So once I have this, so I have a collection that is open, so I can rename this collection. So I will give that a name, navbar. So after naming this, so the first thing I want us to do is to add the width. So the first variable we're creating is a number. So that will be the width of our 3 device. So let me adjust this so that we can all see. So the first one here, okay, let's start with the desktop. So here it's 1512. So here the value will be 1512. So now I'm going to click on the plus sign here. That's for the new variable. So this will ask me to choose a theme. So I'm going to click on this, choose a theme. So I have a theme. If you don't, you can click on the new theme. So I'll click on the design system, and then I'll move this file to the design system. If this is successfully moved, you will get a message on the screen move to design system. So now I can click back here, that's the empty space, and go back to my local variable. So I can click on the plus sign here. I have mode 2, and I'll click here, I have mode 3. So now let's select this again, and the width for the tablet is 744, and for the mobile, I think it should be 393. So we have the width for all our screens. So the next thing I want us to apply here is I want us to create another variable number. This time, this will hold the height of our navbar. So for the desktop, I want it to be 65. For the tablets, I want that 55. And then for mobile, I want that 55 also. So that we don't get confused, let's rename this mode 1, mode 2, and 3. So the first one will be our desktop. So the second one will be tablet. And then the last one will be our mobile. So after creating this, we have our links here, which are currently not visible. So we want, okay, let's just change them to white here. So for this link we're having here, we want them to be visible on the desktop, but on the tablet and mobile, it should be hidden. So we're going to create a variable, but this time it's going to be a boolean. So this will be links. And for links on the desktop, this should be true. For tablet, it should be false, and then mobile also false. Then the next thing we also want here is the back icon here. We want to create a variable for that. So it's also going to be a boolean, so-called back. So we want the back to be available for the PC and also tablet, but for the mobile, it should be hidden. So for PC, we want the back to be visible. For tablet, we want it to be visible. For the mobile, we want it to be hidden. Then we have our item here, which is the hamburger. So we're going to create a variable here, boolean. So this will be hamburger. And for the desktop, we don't want to display the hamburger. So for tablet, we want to display this. For mobile, we also want to display the hamburger. Then one last thing here we need to add here is the margins. If we're creating this, that's prior to the auto layout, we can just come here and add a grid. This is just a sample file, column, and then I'll set this to maybe 12, and I can set the margins to 120. So right now, I will just do this margins with the variables. So I'm going to create the last variable here, which is margin. So number, then I'm going to name this margin. So here for desktop, I want a margin of 120. For tablets, I want a margin of 60. And for mobile, I want a margin of 16. So these are all the variables we need. So now, okay, we can create a color variable, but this is optional. So I can set that a color. So I can say color here. So BG, nav, let's say BG here. So now I can actually set the color because I have one color here. So I'm going to select this and then I'll just drop this here. So I want to use the same color for all the 3 devices. So I'll do this. And we're having, this is totally optional. You can just change that from the design. So we are going to close this. So let's apply this to our design. So here we want to apply the width. So I'll come in here, click on this and apply variable. So here we're going to set that to the width. You see we have our item fully increased now. So we also want to do the same for the height. So apply the height here. So we have our item here now. So let's fix our auto layout. So I'll bring this here. So now in our auto layout here, That's the space between each of this item. So we can actually change that to auto. So having this changed to auto, all these items are moved to the end. So we want to apply the margin we've created. So here, I will select this and I will apply the margin here. So now I think I would select this and change the color default to this. So for our background color, because we've created a color for that, so if you want to apply that, we can select this and then pick our navbg here for our variables here. So I have the navbg, that's the one I created now. So let's apply the other variables we created. So for the links, we select the link group. So come here. If you're on Windows, you right click. If you're on Mac, you have to use your 2 fingers on your trackpad and click. So here we're going to apply this. So you select the link here. So here for the back icon, I'm going to click this and I'll come in here and then I will right click or use my 2 fingers on Mac and then click. Then I'll apply the back here. So the next one is the hamburger. So we're going to click on the hamburger and then come here, right click or use your double fingers and select the hamburger. So you see automatically we have the hamburger just disappeared from our navbar because it's not supposed to be visible here. So now I can hide this because it was just for illustration. So now if I grab this and I put this here, you'll see we have our navbar. This is how it's supposed to look like on the desktop, but we are supposed to apply one last step here. So I'll take this out because we want to use this as a component. Let me take this out. So I'm going to select this and then convert this to a component. So here, this is going to be a navbar. So after doing this, we have our navbar here and we can click on the asset files and we have our navbar. So let's drag this and drop it on the iPad here. So, and you notice this is not responsive. So remaining the last thing to do. So I'm going to click on the iPad mini. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select this layer and you see we have our navbar. So we're going to set this to tablets. So I will click on this back and try to align this. So you see we have our navbar for our iPad. So I'm going to drag this for the desktop here. And I'm just going to align this. So let's just select this frame and then apply this to the desktop. So I'll just move this to the top here. So we have our navbar for the desktop. So let's do that for the mobile. I'll drag the navbar here. So I'm going to select the mobile and then apply this variable mobile. So here, let's see where my navbar is on the mobile. Okay, I have my navbar here. So let me just try to center it. Sorry, this is my mobile. Please, I will drag that. It's off the screen. I'll drag that and bring it here. So if I should go back here, try to bring this here, as long as it is within this screen, you see, it's going to look like this. If I drag this here and I drop this here, it's going to be like this. So this is how you can create a responsive navbar for different devices using one component. Please, if you're new to my channel, kindly subscribe. If you're an already subscriber, just leave a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Thank you for watching.